guys, and welcome back to the Yap Sesh. It's the first episode. Can you believe it? I can't either. So today I'm gonna talk about drinking water. Drinking water is so good for you guys. I love water. Have you drank water today? You should, because it's so healthy for you. Hydration is the key. Anyway, okay. So today I want to talk about native religions and what they used to be and what they are now. Because living in New Mexico, I think a lot about the impact of the history of the Indian Wars and European settlers impacting the cultures and life that originated here in the homeland of our nation. It's so devastating yet beautiful with how the tribes connected through their tragedy together. What I want to dissect most, though, is the religion Native Americans used to have and how those beliefs have been shaped by the suffrage inflicted on their culture. Whew, sorry. I got a burp. Anyway, I want to focus on how their religions were shaped and warped by the suffrage they went through, evolving it into what is now their modern day beliefs. So starting off, here's a brief overview of what New Mexico's native culture beliefs relied around before the Indian Wars. Indigenous cultures believed in worshiping a divine creator or a master spirit. It's important that in native religion you think of the material world and the spiritual world as coexisting with each other, meaning all beings spiritual and physically alive partake in the divinity through their close connection with guardian spirits. These guardian spirits guide and protect, as well as assisting shamans in their visions and divine dreams. We'll talk about shamans in a minute. Just wait. This being said, it's no surprise that natives use the aid of their beliefs in controlling the natural world and their social world. Each tribe member had their own perception of their divinity and what it was to them. The tribe's entire community sought divine assistance throughout good harvests or in hopes of having a good hunt or a victory in a war. Like most religions, native tribe shamans or priests gave the tribe guidance alongside their divine spirits and divine visions and dreams given by their guardian spirits. Narrowing down our focus more, let's dissect the Navajo Nation's religion specifically. For Navajo Nation, everything was peaceful. For the Navajo Nation, everything was peaceful until around 1609. The Indian Wars started around the late 1500s to the early 1600s. All my sources are giving me different info, so we're just estimating around there. Okay. The Indian Wars have had to been one of the most devastating wars to learn about in class. If you're not familiar with the Indian Wars, during the westward expansion, the statehood of New Mexico, some of Southern California, and some parts of Texas relied on the destruction of native cultures. This point in time was just a big old boiling pot of eroding traditional traditions from native tribes. This is also where the saying save the man, kill the Indian, or kill the Indian, save the man came from. But like most other Native American tribes, the Navajo Nation was deeply connected to the spiritual world and believed the importance of living harmoniously with nature, which is just beautiful. It's so beautiful. Their core belief was maintaining mind, body, and spiritual balance to manifest the healthiest version of themselves. Isn't that so beautiful? Isn't that just a beautiful way to live, guys? Sorry, that's just a beautiful way to think of life. Anyway, sorry, did not mean to rant. Okay, the Navajo Nation believed in two classes of people, the Earth people and the Holy people. The Navajo people believed they passed through three worlds before arriving into this world, which this world is known as the Fourth World or the Glittering World, which I really like that name. That's so cute. Glittering World? Anyway, the other three worlds are known as the First World, or the Black World. This world was characterized by conflict and was considered crowded. From some sources, I'm saying this is where, like, the picking of, like, where man and woman are born and created. This is their Adam and Eve, basically. The second world, which was known as the Blue World, is a much larger and brighter world than the first world. It's inhabited by blue and gray furred animals and birds, including a chief that is known as the Swallow. This world is also known as a big transition period for what your life is going to be once you arrive to the fourth world. The third world is known as the Yellow World. This world features 2 rivers that form across and show the sacred mountains. There's 4 sacred mountains that point to, like, north, east, south, and west. And that has more people, but it still lacked sunlight. Going back to our holy people and our earth people. Holy people are believed to have the power to aid or harm earth people. I think of these people as divine beings who were gifted with the knowledge from past ancestors or their original deities. Earth people in the Navajo Nation must do everything within their power to maintain balance with the spiritual world. Oh, not with the spiritual world, with Mother Nature and mankind. So that includes, like, just keeping peace between tribes, keeping peace between, like, think of literally how they were living before, one with the earth. That was their goal, was to maintain living one with everything that they've been given. After the Indian Wars, all tribes needed to recover and heal from their suffrage, even though it was still going on. The Navajo Nation spared what was left of their religion and continued to emphasize restoring balance and harmony. This has a specific name for it in the Navajo Nation, and it is known as Hozo. And it was shown through a lot of rituals and ceremonies to keep to keep their beliefs alive and thriving. Fun fact about the Hozo: it is the most important word in the Navajo language. Its definition is contributing to perseverance and determination for survival in this nation's culture. While every tribe suffered together unknowingly, they were all able to come together and create the Native American Church, or NAC, in 1918, which is very recent, and that is still mind-boggling to me on how recent that was created. Representatives from various tribes came together to charter the NAC, which they hoped would form a sort of win for them and to give them the religious freedom that America prided itself on with the First Amendment. Its purpose was to foster and promote the Christian religion with the practice of Native Americans' original beliefs. America finally gave in and allowed Native Americans to have this church and freedom of religious beliefs, mostly because it had the representation and spread of Christianity in it, which, yeah. In today's world, there are 573 federally recognized tribal nations, and the Navajo Nation represents New Mexico's largest indigenous group, both by population and land area, which is a rich history of culture and significance. The original beliefs and the way of life that Navajo used to live explains the universe as ordered and beautiful and harmonious. I feel like the Navajo Nation knew what the true key to living was and how the natural way of life connected with what being human was, and just how humans were intended to live their purpose out fully, like with worshiping the earth and the place they were gifted life on. But what do I know? I'm just a dumb teenage girl. Anyways, guys, I hoped you liked today's Yap Sesh episode. I know it was a bit choppy and a little bit rough, but we got through it. This is the first episode. Yay! Make sure to hit that like button and make sure to subscribe. Hey guys, so I forgot to give you my little physical piece for the project part. So I'm gonna read it to you real quick. I also probably gave you a little paper of it in class. I hope I did, because you're probably gonna need it for the questions. And I don't know, I thought it was a really good poem. Anyway, so starting off. The sun sat on the mountain's edge, warming my face with its steady light. Desert grass brushed my calloused feet, its pointed tips softened by time. The earth below let out a quiet groan, and the wind roared past me like a memory. My dark hair lifted into the air, and laughter, mine or someone else's, filled the air. I felt the arms of nature pull me in, like a mother wrapping her child in warmth. She whispered the ways of our spirits, how we moved in step with the land, how truth lives in the stillness of it all. I ran beside the river, its current vast and wild. Each breath burned, but I kept going, chasing something I couldn't name. Then I looked at the sky and asked, "Great Spirit, can you hear me?" The wind answered, but it wasn't the breeze. It was the sharp whistle of a white sergeant charging right toward me. And suddenly, I woke up. The room was quiet, cold in a way that dreams never are. My hair spilled over the pillow. I ran my fingers through it. It's her hair, I thought. My grandma's. She used to tell me the stories about the spirits, the ceremonies, the way the land speaks if you listen. She told me what it meant to belong to the earth. I reached for the locket by my bed. Her face smiled back at me. She was my great spirit. She taught me to hear the wind, to feel the past in stone and fire, to walk through this life with reverence and an open heart. She is the sun on my face, the moon guiding me at night, the quiet voice that reminds me of where I come from. She still shows me the way in every breeze, in every silence, in every dream. Can you hear me, Great Spirit? I remember. Wow. All right, guys. So that was it. I hope you enjoyed it. Now goodbye this time.